Hola guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to Steal the Spotlight. Today I'm doing more of a chit chat casual video. It's my current inspirations, which is pretty much just me sharing with you a bunch of cool stuff that I've discovered recently that I think you guys would want to look at as well. And I'd love if you guys could do the same for me because you honestly have the best recommendations. So if there's anything you think I'd be into, then let me know in the comments. First up, I have a few things straight off the runway. Men's Fashion Week wrapped up maybe about a week ago and there were a few real standouts for me. First up being Fendi. I feel like for the most part I always enjoy what Fendi has to offer and this was no exception. I definitely think that it had more of a unisex feel to it, which was really cool to see. And also, if you guys have seen the movie Royal Tenenbaums, I feel like it definitely had that vibe to a lot of the outfits, so kind of quirky and cool. I love the use of colors, the patterns they included, even just straight up the first look that comes out is a leopard coat and pink pants, so I was instantly in love. Balenciaga's collection obviously got a lot of talk and hype online, so I figured I'd quickly mention it. I did enjoy it, but if you're not just looking at the still shots, you're actually watching the show, I feel like it just gets kind of repetitive. You're like, yeah, we get it, haven't we already seen that look before? But overall, good collection, just not my personal favorite. The last one I thought was worth mentioning is Off-White. They're quickly becoming one of my favorite brands, to be perfectly honest, and I thought this collection was really cool. It featured both male and female models, and I just really loved the color palette, especially the first few looks that used the blue, the nude, tan, and the denim. I think it complemented each other perfectly. So now that the Men's Fashion Week is wrapped up, we're moving straight on to couture shows. And when I'm filming this, only a handful have been so far. One I wanted to talk about is Dior, which happened like a few hours ago before I started filming, but I really wanted to mention it. I absolutely love the whole setting with that kind of like fairy tale dreamland. It actually really reminded me of the movie Arrietty, which I recently watched. I love Studio Ghibli films. I just think it reminds me of like the really whimsical room that she has, which I'm all about home decor at the moment, so I'm really into that aesthetic. But sadly, the overall collection I wasn't a huge fan of. It is very pretty, but for a couture show, I would have liked to see her take more of a risk and just done something a little bit more out there, I guess. And also, it doesn't seem on brand for Dior. She is very much still stuck in like her Valentino world, but I did want to mention it for just like the overall aesthetic of the venue. Next up is the wearing category, which pretty much consists of the only tangible items I actually have to show in this video. The first one I ironically haven't actually been wearing because I would literally melt away, but you guys would have spotted them in my Fenty X Puma inspired lookbook I recently did, and it is this pair of black popper track pants. These were such a good buy, honestly. I was looking for a pair for the longest time but couldn't find something really high-waisted that achieved the look I was going for. So I ended up finding these ones on ASOS in the men's section, and best buy ever. So if you guys are interested, I'm usually about a size 8 to 10. I picked them up in the men's small. They do offer extra small as well. I sat here for the longest time trying to think of another clothing item to feature, but honestly, it's been so hot in Brisbane lately that I just wear like a baggy t-shirt, no pants, and sit in front of the AC most days, so nothing really came to mind, so I think we're just gonna move on. Okay, so the next couple of things are from the online world, the first one being a store, which is Shop Tunnel Vision. I originally found them on Instagram, but they have a really good website as well, and they have both new and vintage clothing. I haven't purchased anything yet, but I've been getting a ton of inspiration just from the overall aesthetic and just ideas on styling different pieces that I already have. I'm sure I will cave soon enough and make an order, so I'll keep you updated on what like their customer service and shipping and all that sort of thing is like as well. The other website I have is Dazed, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know who they are. It is actually a magazine, but their website and YouTube channel is pretty cool too, so if you guys haven't checked it out already, definitely recommend. Their website is one that I find myself coming back and checking really regularly, which is not something I do too often, so that's how I know it's a good one. And if you guys haven't already checked out their videos, they have some really cool ones on there. They don't post a ton, but go back and binge watch some of their older stuff, like their one with Willow Smith, and even their one with Kendall Jenner is pretty cool too. Flowing on from that, there's some more things in the watching category. The first one being a movie that you've probably already heard literally everyone talk about, and it is of course La La Land. I love it so much that I've seen it in cinemas 3 times, which is insane, and I'm actually embarrassed to admit that on the internet, but there you go. Like Emma Stone said in her acceptance speech, it is a movie for dreamers. And I feel like kind of being in the creative industry, you're almost automatically a dreamer. So that is perhaps why I connected with it so much. I do also really enjoy musicals and love Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone together. So that was an added bonus. I have a list a mile long of things I love about this film, but I'm gonna try and just bullet point list it out a little bit. The use of color from the wardrobe designer is great. The use of lighting, it always just matches up perfectly to the feeling of that particular scene, whether it's more moody or whether it's more dreamy with like a sun flare, is always perfect. Just the cinematography in general is really up my alley, especially those scenes with like the quick cuts made to the music. You guys know how much I love that, and I try and use that even just in my little fashion videos. So I really like seeing that on like a proper professional scale. I also really love featuring some of my favorite YouTube channels in these videos. The first one has to be Where I Live. If you guys haven't checked her out already, there will be links down below. Make sure you go and subscribe because I know you will love her content. She does a lot of fashion videos, especially sustainable fashion, heaps of thrifting, but she also covers more important topics as well, but in a really creative way that I know you guys are going to love. The other channel is one that I'm sure most of you are already subscribed to, but I have loved them for years, and it is the Fashion Citizen. Lately, they've been doing more vlogs rather than fashion videos, but I've been enjoying it so much. I just love that it is still really fun and engaging, but it's also very realistic and relatable. I feel like sometimes they're like one or the other, but they have just found the perfect balance. It definitely inspires me to try and give vlogging a go every now and then, but I don't know. Lastly are some people I've been following on Instagram. I recently did a big social media cleanse, which was so overdue. I'm feeling so much better on Instagram now though, so definitely recommend you guys doing it as well. If you want to kind of hear more about it, I did listen to a podcast from Emma from the Messy Heads. I know a lot of you guys already follow her, so maybe you've already heard it, but if not, I'll leave a link to it down below. So all 3 people are accounts I just started following this month and have already fallen in love with. The main one being Velvet Clouds. She just seems so cool. She is based in LA, and I believe she is a Libra as well, so maybe that's kind of like why I vibe with her, because I feel like there's not many of us online for some reason. Like maybe there is, but we just don't really openly say that we're Libras, and there's secretly like tons of us, but I feel like a lot of people I watch are Leos. So I don't know, let me know what your star sign is, that would be interesting. Another account is Daniela Daisies, and I actually found her through Lexi Lombard reposting one of her drawings, and I thought it was amazing, so I had to check out her page and ended up following because her drawings are so cute, but she also does a lot of inspirational stuff and just really cute edits on her photos. And lastly is Baby Girl, but with a 6, so I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but she would have to be the most beautiful person I have ever seen. So all of her photos are stunning. Sometimes she does like cute little anime pictures, which I always love seeing in my feed too. So I think that's about all I wanted to talk about this time around. I love filming these, and I really hope you enjoy watching them too. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up, and of course leave any recommendations you have for me down below in the comments. But otherwise, I will just see you guys in my next video. Mwah!